जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस शिला भाई चरण अरविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस शिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज शिला प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवदीप धाम की अयोध्या धाम की गंगा माई की जय यमुना माई की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय श्री श्री राधा गिरिधारी की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री श्री गुरु एंड श्री गौरंग ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्रीला प्रभुपाद। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रहे। So Hare Krishna, we are reading from Canto 7, Chapter 5 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahlāda, the saintly son of Hiranyakashipu, text 23. Shri Prahlāda Vacha Shravanam Kirtanam Viṣṇoho Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atmanivedanam. Shri Prahlāda Vacha Shravanam Kirtanam Viṣṇu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. Shri Prahlāda Vacha Shravanam Kirtanam Viṣṇoho Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. Shri Prahlāda Vacha Shravanam Kirtanam Viṣṇoho Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. Prahlāda Vacha Shravanam Kirtanam Viṣṇu
Sri Prahlāda Mahārāja Sravanam Kirtam Viṣṇu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Acharanam Vanadam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam
Mukunda. Shri Prahlāda Vacha Shravanam Kirtanam Viṣṇu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. Shri Prahlāda Vacha Shravanam Kirtanam Viṣṇu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. Anyone on the internet?
Shri Prahlāda Vacha
Shri Prahlāda Vacha
Shravanam Kirtanam Viṣṇu
Shravanam Kirtanam Viṣṇu
Saranam Pada Sevanam
Smaranam Pada Sevanam
Archanam Vandanam Dasyam
Archanam Vandanam Dasyam
Sakyam Atma Nivedanam.
Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. Shri Prahlāda Vacha. Prahlāda Mahārāja said, Sravanam, hearing, Kirtanam, chanting, Viṣṇu, of Viṣṇu, not anyone else, Smaranam, remembering, Pada Sevanam, serving the feet, Archanim, offering worship, with Shoda Shopchara, the 16 kinds of paraphernalia, Vandanam, offering prayers, Dasyam, becoming the servant, Sakyam, becoming the friend, Atma Nivedanam, surrendering everything, whatever one has. And then second verse I'll read in Sanskrit. Iti pum sarpita Viṣṇu bhaktische Nava Laksana kriyeta bhagavati yadha tanmanne aditam uttamam. Prahlāda Mahārāja said, hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia and pastimes of Lord Viṣṇu, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming His servant, considering the Lord's one's best friend and surrendering everything unto Him, in other words, serving Him with the body, mind and words. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. So I think Amok Leela Prabhu yesterday read the purport till next 2-3 pages. So I'll skip that and just directly jump to the description where Srila Prabhupada explains about Sravanam Kirtanam separately. So how much should we read, Balram Prabhu?
Well, Sravanam, how long is the Sravanam description?
Sravanam is nearly 1 3/4 of the page.
Oh, so maybe you could just cover Sravanam.
Just Sravanam? Okay, cool. So I'll read Sravanam, purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sravanam. So just before Sravanam, I'll just read 1 or 2 lines to give a context. When a devotee executes any one of the 9 processes, Nava Laksana, this is sufficient. The other 8 processes are included. Now let us discuss these 9 different processes. It's a very powerful statement. Sravanam, hearing of the holy name of the Lord, Sravanam, is the beginning of devotional service. Although any one of the 9 processes is sufficient, in chronological order, the hearing of the holy name of the Lord is the beginning. Indeed, it is essential. As enunciated by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Cheto Darpan Marjanam, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one is cleansed of the material conception of life which is due to the dirty modes of material nature. When the dirt is cleansed from the core of one's heart, one can realize the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. Thus, by hearing the holy name of the Lord, one comes to the platform of understanding the personal form of the Lord. After realizing the Lord's form, one can realize the transcendental qualities of the Lord, and when one can understand his transcendental qualities, one can understand the Lord's associates. In this way, a devotee advances further and further towards complete understanding of the Lord as he awakens in realization of the Lord's holy name, transcendental form and qualities, his paraphernalia and everything pertaining to him. Therefore, the chronological process is Sravanam, Kirtanam, Viṣṇu. This same process of chronological understanding holds true in chanting and remembering. When the chanting of the holy name, form, qualities and paraphernalia is heard from the mouth of a pure devotee, his hearing and chanting are very pleasing. Sri Sanatana Goswami has forbidden us to hear the chanting of an artificial devotee or non-devotee. Hearing from the text of Srimad Bhagavatam is considered the most important process of hearing. Srimad Bhagavatam is full of transcendental chanting of holy names, and therefore the chanting and hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam are transcendentally full of mellows. The transcendental holy name of the Lord may be heard and chanted according to the attraction of the devotee. One may chant the holy name of Lord Krishna, or one may chant the holy name of Lord Ram or Nrsimhadev. Ramadi Murtishu Kala Niyamena Tishthan. The Lord has innumerable forms and names, and devotees may meditate upon a particular form and chant the holy name according to his attraction. The best course is to hear the holy name, form and so on from a pure devotee of the same standard as oneself. In other words, one who is attached to Krishna should chant and hear from other pure devotees who are also attached to Lord Krishna. The same principle applies for devotees attracted to Lord Ram, Lord Nrsimha and other forms of the Lord. Because Krishna is the ultimate form of the Lord, Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam, it is best to hear about Lord Krishna's name, form, pastimes from a realized devotee who is particularly attracted by the form of Lord Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, great devotees like Sukadeva Goswami has specifically described Lord Krishna's holy names, forms and qualities. Unless one hears about the holy name, form and qualities of the Lord, one cannot clearly understand the other processes of devotional service. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends that one chant the holy name of Krishna, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. If one is fortunate enough to hear from the mouth of realized devotees, he is very easily successful on the path of devotional service. Therefore, hearing the holy name, form and qualities of the Lord is essential. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is this verse, Tadvag visargo janataga viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abhadyavati api namani anantasya yashoniketani yat shanvanti gayanti grananti sadhava. Verses describing the name, form and qualities of Anantadev, the unlimited Supreme Lord, are able to vanquish all the sinful reactions of the entire world. Therefore, even if such verses are improperly composed, devotees hear them, describe them, and accept them as bona fide and authorized. In this connection, Sridhar Swami has remarked that a pure devotee takes advantage of another pure devotee by trying to hear from him about the holy name, form and qualities of the Lord. If there is no such opportunity, he alone chants and hears the holy name, and hears the Lord's holy name. So this is about Sravanam. So next is Kirtanam, which the next speaker can pick up. Balram Prabhu can pick up. Om Agyan Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padad Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Viṣṇu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevicha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Canto 7, Chapter 5, text 23 and 24. Which Prahlāda Mahārāja is telling to his father when he is asked what is the best subject you have learned. So he is telling that the best things that I have learned is hearing and chanting about the transcendental forms and qualities of the Lord. And Hiranyakashipu didn't want to hear all these things. He wanted to hear something else. He wanted to make his son a diplomat, successor of his kingdom, the Daityaraj, demon king. That's what he wanted to become his son to be. But on the contrary, Prahlāda Mahārāja said something against his wishes and in the favor of his Hiranyakashipu's enemy, Lord Viṣṇu. So here we are discussing about the first process. There are 9 processes, and Srila Prabhupada very beautifully mentions in this purport, when a devotee executes any one of the 9 processes, Nava Laksana, this is sufficient. The other 8 processes are included. This is so amazing. So the first process is Sravanam, and all these processes are actually linked. There is a sequence. First thing is hearing. So we came to devotional service just by hearing. When we heard about the holy name, some devotees are chanting on the street, or we heard from Srila Prabhupada from his books. So let us start by hearing the sound of the flute of Krishna and then begin the class. So we'll request His Grace Dravida Prabhu to mark the auspiciousness for this discussion. Okay. Can somebody hold the mic for Prabhu? So that, it's loud enough? Microphone? Yeah.
No, just hold the mic. Yeah, just like that. Just like right there. Okay.
Once more, Prabhuji, once more.
Beautiful. Once more?
Yeah. Much
the
longer,
only tune I know.
I think you brought him to tears.
Has become better and better. Is now a professional.
Yeah. Yeah. Sravanam we just read. So Kirtanam, tomorrow we can start. So I was studying in India, Kanpur. Kanpur is the place where we have a big temple now in India. It has one of the best institutes called the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT. So the competition is very tough, there are like millions of people who compete and there are few hundreds of seats, And if somebody who doesn't get an admission there, he joins Columbia University in the US, which is again a very reputed university. I know someone who knows someone that they told this. And so I was studying there. I wasn't studying at the IIT, but another college, but I did internship from IIT. And I attended one session where somebody from the physics department, they did a research on the baby in the womb that do they really hear. And there was the head of department from All India, Institute of Medical Sciences, like the top person from the top college in New Delhi. He was also there. Like all great minds and best people all over the country were assembled. And they were giving this nice presentation. They were sending some frequency, some signal to the womb of the mother from outside. And they were preparing a chart how the baby in the womb reacts. And they found that for a certain frequency, the baby would react in the similar way. It means they are responding, they are getting conditioned, they are responding in a similar way. Just like we have many psychology experiments, they do this. So hence they proved that yes, the baby in the womb actually hears. So Sravanam is the first thing. Is the one very important senses that is there. And that is why, when women are pregnant, they are told to hear nice stories about Krishna, Ram, and whoever they like, and then also hear positive sound vibrations. So Sravanam is one of the important senses. Hearing is one of the most important sense. And through hearing only, we actually develop that seed of love for Krishna within our hearts. So Narad Muni was also, Narad Muni plays the Veena Radhika, Narad Muni Bajaya Veena Radhika Ramana Name. He's playing the Veena of the name of Radhika Raman. And Narad Muni, in the pastime of Daksha, in Canto 6, Chapter 5, he actually sees the 10,000 sons of Daksha, that they are very austere. And they are doing this austerity for creating progeny. And then he said, this tendency should be used somewhere else. So he basically encourages them, he teaches them through hearing. They gave up this.
It was like a riddle.
Huh?
He said it was a whole metaphorical thing, and they understood.
Yes. Yeah, that's very interesting. And like Dravada Prabhu was saying, and then they were doing this austerity for material creation, and Narad Muni thought it is better to release them from this tendency. So all of them became like brahmacharis. And again, Daksha got like 1,000 sons, and to increase the progeny, and Narad Muni again convinced them to become mendicants.
Just follow your brothers.
Yeah, just follow your brothers. So just by hearing, they understood what we have to do. And Prajapati Daksh became very angry at Narad and cursed him that in the future you would not be able to stay at one place. So Narad Muni was so powerful, he would have counter-cursed Daksha, but he did not. He took it as a blessing. He said, okay, I can travel everywhere and preach the glories of Hari. So, and Srila Prabhupada, also says the same thing. Prabhupada, in the purport he says, and he says, I am also cursed because of Narad Muni's curse. And wherever Prabhupada goes, like there are quarters like in Los Angeles, wherever he goes, he has place to stay, beautiful, wonderful place. But he says, there is a comment of Prabhupada I will just read. Actually, such a punishment is a boon for a preacher. A preacher is known as Parivrajaka, an acharya or teacher who always travels for the benefit of human society. In the Parampara system from Narad Muni, I have also been cursed. Although I have many centers that would be suitable places of residence, I cannot stay anywhere, for I have been cursed by parents of my young disciples. Since the Krishna conscious movement was started, I have traveled all over the world 2 or 3 times a year, and although I am provided comfortable places to stay wherever I go, I cannot stay anywhere for more than 3 days or a week. Would you like to add something, Bhavida Prabhu, on that?
No, I was gonna. I didn't know you were gonna read that because that's
Fine.
in the purport that he mentions how he
Yes.
the special letter.
Yeah, it's from letter. Yeah. Huh? It's in the purport also, Canto 6, Chapter 5. You can read in that. Yeah.
What verse?
I don't know the verse, but the whole small chapter. Yeah, you can read. So it's about. It's about like everything starts from hearing. Prahlāda Mahārāja also heard from Narad Muni in the womb of Kayadu. You know? Yeah, that's the proof. And Srila Prabhupada is like, through these scriptures, he's actually telling what science is finding now. Ultrasound was just found like 50, 60 years back. You know, ultrasound can tell you, okay, how the baby develops in the womb, how the head, bones and heart and chyle and bone and blood, all these things are developed in a sequence of, you know, first month, second month, all those things. But this is like Sati Yuga, you know, millions of years back. The scriptures are telling this. And Srila Prabhupada is actually predicting, I mean, even today, like he can tell what's going to happen. Like I was just this morning hearing Srila Prabhupada's tape. Srila Prabhupada was telling that earlier people used to go to the church to get bread, you know, like basically to God, give me my daily food, bread. And then these people who are creating industries, they would say, why do you want to go to the church to get bread? Come to us, we'll create industries, you make money. The communists. And then Prabhupada also mentions about computers. He said, now these computers are coming, they will take away everybody's job. So I was thinking about this current age of artificial intelligence. And actually people are losing a lot of jobs because computers are doing everybody's job. You know, there are big layoffs last year and this year and coming years. Because, you know, even if you make somebody a voice call, you don't need actually a person. Everything is automated through artificial intelligence. A robot will respond to you and answer all your questions. Why would you need a customer support agent for that? You don't.
There's a couple in India where they have a couple of bhaktas who are actually AI robots.
Yeah, that is also possible. So Prabhu is saying that in future there will be robot bhaktas also in the temple, which will clean up the temple and do everything. Do the pots, yeah. So yeah, earlier, you know, when Krishna was there, it was just bullock carts and people were happy, they were still living. I mean, you don't need all those things, but everything has its value. We are not saying it's not good, but as long as we can utilize that to increase our consciousness, enhance our consciousness, then to love Krishna, then it is of value. So, just like when we fly in the aeroplane, right, they ask us to tighten our seat belts. So aeroplane is going on the ground and then it goes up and up and up. So we are going from the lower consciousness, like mode of passion and ignorance, to a higher plane. They ask us to tighten our seat belts. So similarly, when we hear and when we chant, then also our consciousness is elevated to a next level. So that is also a very important fact. And many times we see that people say that, oh, when I chant, I do not get the taste in chanting the holy name. So our acharyas explain that the taste in holy name comes when we actually serve the devotees, the Vaishnavas, who have the taste in the holy name. And Shri Radha Giridhari, Radha Krishna are actually pleased and they are inclined to give us this taste when we are able to serve those devotees. Because Krishna is within us, and Krishna as a Paramatma is witnessing everything, whatever is our intent. With what intent are we chanting the holy name? What is our purpose to chant the holy names? And also, we vowed during our initiation that yes, we will chant 16 rounds, and Krishna and Guru gives us the empowerment to chant. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, Diksha kale bhakta kore atma samarpana, tahe kale Krishna tare kore atma sat, atma sama. So Diksha kale means at the time of initiation, bhakta kare atma samarpana, the devotee surrenders himself fully dedicated to Krishna. Sei kale, at that time Lord Krishna accepts him as good as himself. Krishna accepts him as his family member. So initiation is a commitment, and to Krishna, to our Guru Parampara, to all the Vaishnavas, where we dedicate our life, that yes, we'll dedicate our life to chanting the holy names of Krishna 16 rounds every day. So that is a very important principle that is there. And how we are chanting, whether we are chanting nicely, sincerely from our heart or not, only Krishna knows that, right? Nobody else knows, because we are just sitting in a room and chanting. So Krishna is the witness. Krishna is Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. We cannot hide anything from Krishna. Krishna knows everything. Krishna is the witness. Nowadays there are so many laws, privacy laws. There is a California Consumer Privacy Act, CCPA. There is a HIPAA Act, Health Insurance Portability Act, where they try to protect your information, that you shouldn't share this information outside. But Krishna knows everything about you. Krishna is seated in the heart. Whatever we do, whatever we speak, whatever we think, Krishna knows everything. So we cannot really hide anything from Krishna. Krishna exactly knows how many rounds we chanted, what is the quality of our rounds that we chanted. So we cannot hide anything from Krishna. Krishna is our Suhridam, but he is our best friend. He is our dearmost. Prabhupada writes as Suhridam Sarva Bhutan. He is our dearmost friend. And there are few things required for chanting the holy names, few important qualities which I would discuss here. One of the most important quality which I like is gratitude. So when we begin our chanting with gratitude, that my dear Lord Krishna, you have given me so much, and I am not qualified to receive so much of your blessings, then we can actually chant the holy names with love and emotion. So in the Shiksha Ashtakam second verse, what is the second verse? Namna makari bahuda nij sarva shaktis tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kalaha etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi durdaivam idrisham ihjani nanuraga. So Krishna, you have so many names. Namna Makari, millions of names you have. You have Krishna, Govinda, and even for other religions, Krishna, whether it's Christianity or Judaism or Islam, there are different names of God that is there. So it's not a sectarian idea. If you chant the holy names of whichever religion you belong to sincerely, you can achieve that love for Godhead. So Mahaprabhu is giving the knowledge which is applicable to everybody. And then he is saying, I am so unfortunate, my dear Lord, that I have no attraction for a holy name. And this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who is Krishna himself. He is God himself. He is coming as in the role of devotee, and he is saying, I am so unfortunate. Then understand our position, and we sometimes think, oh, I am chanting very nicely. I am the best chanter here. I know everything. Right? So if we have that consciousness, that's a big disqualification actually. Then we cannot actually cry out from our heart. So the less we think we deserve something, the more grateful we are when we get it. For example, I'll give you an example. Suppose we think we deserve something, and we earn it and we buy it, then will you be grateful for that? If you think I already deserve this and somebody gives you that, will you be grateful? No, right? But if you are struggling and you are alone and you are basically, you think you have no qualification and still you get it, then will you be grateful? You'll be very grateful. Oh, I got this, I didn't deserve this, right? So if we have that kind of consciousness where we are, thinking that Krishna, I didn't deserve this. Bhakti Vinod Thakur in one of his bhajans is saying, hey Gopinath, I am sinful and I am wicked and I have no qualification, but still Krishna, you are giving me this. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is a great acharya, but still he is in that consciousness. So he is giving us an example that by being humble and being in a mood of gratitude, we can actually chant the holy names. That I have no qualification. So the less we think we deserve something, the more grateful we are when we get it. So you can take an example of a beggar. For example, many times we go from Grand to Balboa. At the crossing, there is someone who's asking for, food or having a board. Give me food, give me money, like that. They're very cultured, at least they have a board. Some other places I've seen, they will be after you, give me money. And the different cities. So if you see a beggar who's wearing like a nice cloth and like maybe a gold chain or a nice, Armani shirt and a watch, would you be like giving him something? You won't give him anything. He's always, yeah. But if they beg, they are in like dilapidated condition, torn clothes, please give me something, then you will be inclined to give them. So that is the mood that, my dear Lord, I have nothing, I am unfortunate. So as a beggar, we have to beg to Krishna so that I can chant your holy name. So that is the mood, that is a qualification to chant the holy names of the Lord. And other quality obviously is humility, where we see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi sunichena taroreva sahishnuna amanina manadina kirtanni sadahari. So that depicts the quality of humility. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says that humility doesn't mean superficially you are telling everyone that I am humble, but you are the most and that you are the most fallen. That is imitation. Humility, real humility means that you are actually have that realization and understanding that everything is actually coming from Krishna. Right? Kali kale nama rupe bhakta, Kali kale nama rupe Krishna avatar. So Krishna has descended in the form of his holy name in this Kali Yuga. And Harir Nam, Harir Nam, Harir Nam eva kevalam, Kalau nasti eva, nasti eva, nasti eva gatir anyatha. So this holy name of the Lord is the means by which all the sins and problems of this world can be destroyed. Nasti eva, nasti eva, nasti eva. 3 times. There is a lot of emphasis. There is no other way than chanting the holy names of the Lord. And chanting, when we are chanting, it's Kirtanam and Sravanam also, right? It's both the things. It's not just one thing.
Sometimes it is just one thing.
Yeah, if your mind is going here and there, then it is. But both are interrelated together. You are chanting also, you are hearing also. You are hearing and chanting. So both are like symbiotic. So, and what is humility? Humility is to understand that everything belongs to God. It's God's property. Whether it's my body, mana, kaya, vacha, my body, intelligence, words, everything belongs to the Lord. Bhakti Vinod Thakur in his bhajan has said, Manasa deho geho jo kichu more. Whatever is mine, Lord Krishna, it's yours. Whether it's my family, my intelligence, my wealth, my prestige, my position, everything belongs to you. I am offering all this to you on this day, today. And this quality is so important that Mahaprabhu in his pastimes has mentioned this many times. For example, in the pastime of Devanand Pandit, who was a great Sanskrit scholar of Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you think that you are qualified to speak on Bhagavatam, even though you are the best of the Sanskrit scholars, and even if you have impeccable memory, then you are not qualified actually. But at the same time, on the opposite side, if you see the South Indian Brahmin who didn't know any Sanskrit, he didn't have any formal education, and he was just reading Bhagavad Gita, and Mahaprabhu said, you have actually understood the purport of the Bhagavad Gita. So the lesson is being humble. If we think we are qualified, we are not qualified. Srila Prabhupada was interviewed by a reporter, and Allen Ginsberg was actually following Srila Prabhupada, and somebody asked, reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, is Allen Ginsberg your disciple, is he your follower? Prabhupada in all humility says, no, I am the servant, I am his servant, I am just serving everybody. So he never thought like I am the master or I am controlling anybody. He depicted so much of humility. And then chanting from the heart. So many times we just mechanically chant. So if we pray that, my dear Lord Krishna, if you wish, may I please you by chanting from my heart, connected. Because many times we do our rounds just, doing it for the sake of doing it. So if we just want to get our rounds done, then Krishna will just give us that, just get our rounds done. But if we attempt to chant effectively from our heart with a prayerful mood, with these qualities of, gratitude and humility, and whatever we are doing rest of the day, like we chant for say 2 hours, 16 rounds, what are we doing for the rest of the 22 hours? That is also very important. That also plays a critical role in the quality of our chanting. We can chant from the heart instead of chanting mechanically. And then we engage in menial service, in the Lord's service, in the service of devotees, and prepare our consciousness in a humble service attitude to chant the holy names throughout the day. That is how we can, be at the stage of loving devotional service to the Lord. So yeah, chanting is one of the most important part. Out of the 9 processes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains in Chaitanya Charitamrita that chanting is the most important of all the 9 processes. That is the topmost. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yeah. When he was talking to Sanatana Goswami, right, when he was going to commit suicide, in that Antilila, I think. So he talks about this chanting. So yes, I think I will stop here, and if we chant with those qualities, being humble, being full of gratitude, chant without offense, inoffensively, and one of the good times to chant is probably the Brahma Muhurat time, morning time. So we can chant during that time where all the people, who are in the mode of ignorance, they are actually going to sleep. And who are passionate, who have been working last day till long, they are also asleep. So the vibrations are pretty favorable to chanting. His Holiness Badrinarayan Swami Maharaj was telling one day that when he went to bed at night, then one of his neighbors, he was going out to the club. So what is night for a spiritualist is a day for the materialist. And then when he was coming for chanting, because Maharaj gets up very early, he comes here for chanting at 3 or 3:30? 3 o'clock, right? When he was coming, that person was coming to the home back from the club. And Maharaj's day was starting. So whatever is day for the spiritualist is actually the night for the materialist. So timing is also very important, Brahma Muhurat. Because all that vibrations, consciousness is not in the surroundings, so you can actually focus on the holy name, hear it. So timing, inoffensiveness, gratitude, humble attitude, and tolerance, Trinadapi Sunichena, not expecting any respect for oneself, giving respect to others. And so these qualities will actually take us towards that goal of chanting pure names of Krishna. So, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
You mentioned that whole thing about the child in the womb hearing. So I have to relate this little experience. I think Balaram probably knows. We used to do a program up in North County. I forget the name of the devotees now. But it was a nice family. The wife was pregnant, you know. And I had recently recorded the Bhagavad Gita, the whole Bhagavad Gita, including the purport, you know. And I mentioned that, and she went and she said, "Oh, wait, can I have it? You know, can I get it?" He said, "Sure." She wanted to play it for the child because, you know, she heard about Prahlāda. You know, we know that. So she did that, and eventually the child took birth. I think it was a girl, maybe a little boy, I forget. And so she would bring the child to the Sunday feast. You know, she'd be dancing and going up and down, and the child, you know, she'd have the child. And every so often, now I think I lead even more often, but then, you know, once every few months, or maybe once every few weeks, I would lead the kirtan, Sunday kirtan. And as soon as that child heard my voice, he started to be very excited, and she's carrying him, and he's going. So he recognized my voice, you know. So that's proof about the.
That's another proof.
We don't need a thousands of dollars scientific
Amazing.
study. And the other thing I wanted to mention is, you know, there's so many. Of course, we have the Shikshastika, so many, yeah, and in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are many wonderful verses about the holy name. But also Pajavali. Pajavali is in the database. You can get it's just free now. If you can download it on your computer, I don't know if it's on the phone, you can get it. But and in the database there's this Pajavali, and there's a whole section on the holy name. And one of the things is that I think I remember from reading that book about Bhakti Siddhanta that Bhakti Vikas Swami did, that very encyclopedic book.
Oh.
That there's a section there. It's broken up into, you know, topics and sections. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati on the holy name. And one of the things he recommends is that we glorify the holy name. Because the holy name is Krishna, it's a person. And just like you glorify Krishna, and he responds. If we're glorified, we also favor the person, you know. So there's so many beautiful verses in there. And also Mukundamala Stotra. And so I'd like to share one of those too.
Sure, Prabhuji, please.
So because it's instructive, you know. It's one of these things where Balaram knows this verse. I taught him when he was a bhakta. So it goes like this: Shatru Chedaika Mantram. This is Mukundamala. Shatru Chedaika Mantram Sakalam Upanishad Vakya Sampuja Mantram. Sangsaro Cheda Mantram. He's checking on me. Sangsaro Cheda Mantram. Samuchita Tamasak Sanga Niryana Mantram. Savaishrayaka Mantram. Vyasana Buddhika Sandashta Santrana Mantram. Jive Shri Krishna Mantram Japa Japa Satatam Janma Sapalya Mantram. So he's instructing his tongue, just as Raghunath Das in his Manik Shiksha, how to instruct the mind. So he's instructing the tongue. He says, "O tongue, the holy name, a mantra consisting of the holy name of Krishna is one who chants it conquers all his enemies, and it's understood that these are the internal enemies, you know, of lust, anger, greed. So Shatru Chedaika Mantram. It's the only mantra to do it. Sakanava Upanishad Vakya, and it's worshipped by all the words of the Upanishads. You know, Vakya Sampujaman. Sangsaro Chedan Mantram. It cuts off the samsara, it releases it. And Samuchita Tamasak Sangha, and all the accumulated darkness and ignorance in your heart is dissipated by the sun of the holy name. You know, Sarvaishrayaka Mantram. It is the source of getting all opulences, not, you know, the spiritual opulences of self-control and realization. Mantram. And Vyasana Buddhika Sandashta Sandrana Mantram. It is the herb that will protect you from all the bites of the poisonous serpents of your sinful reactions. So you'll be free from that. It is a metaphor. So then he instructs his tongue, Jive, O tongue, Shri Krishna Mantram Japa Japa Satatam. Constantly chant with the tongue this mantra composed of the holy name of Krishna.
Yeah.
So these kind of verses, and there's one, the prayer to become a miser, is also in there. It has to do with chanting, right in the Pajavali. We're supposed to try to not be misers. This is a prayer to become a miser. Vichayani, vichayani, vichinjani, punakpunaha, kripanasya dhananiva, tvannamani bhavandanaha. Compelled to constantly collect and count his precious hoard, the miser contemplates his wealth with avaricious aims. Please bless me to become a miser who is compelled, O Lord, to constantly collect and count and contemplate your names.
Wow.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Prabhu, you are chanting the holy name for last 50 years. I mean, that's... You should bless all of us so that we can also continue. You got initiated in New York, January 1974, right? That's it. So January 1974 to January 2024, it's 50 years. So let's do Hari Bol for Prabhu. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. It's 50 years of his initiation. Wow. Amazing. And I think Maharaj got initiated, His Holiness Bhadranath Maharaj got in 1971. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, amazing.
Thank you for a nice class. I wanted to ask a question about the chanting. And sometimes we can kind of imitate that mood of being humble and also even being grateful. But ultimately, when we want to chant with this mood of prayer and opening our heart, chanting with our heart, even if we try to do it all things right, ultimately it's not up to us, because even if we try to chant, it's Krishna makes the choice.
Yeah.
So how not to be discouraged by that and continue making our effort of because actually I've heard that it's very difficult to just increase the quality of chanting. In our situation, we can possibly increase the quantity, but not quality. So how not to be discouraged and continue begging and asking Krishna to show mercy upon us.
So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, this pastime comes where a brahmachari, he was chastised by Mahaprabhu, and he was told that you will get the darshan of Mahaprabhu after 10 million births. And he was so happy. He didn't thought that, I should get next moment or next hour or next day. So because he thought I don't deserve it, and even if I get it after 10 million births, it's okay. So again, the concept of deserving. We should think that we are not qualified to receive that taste in chanting or that mercy of the Lord. And if I get it, it's Krishna's wish. It depends. And actually, giving that taste, that attraction is actually in the hands of Krishna. With principles, with theoretical understanding, we can do only so much, right? But it requires Krishna's blessings to actually have that realization within our heart and to chant with that much purity and love and affection. So that factor is always there, Krishna's mercy. And even if we don't get it, we still continue. We still continue with our best sincerity. And when Krishna sees our sincerity, our best efforts, then he will become pleased with us. I mean, even if you see in this world, just to do a degree of, say, bachelor's or PhD, I mean, it takes so much of toll. You have to every day work hard, write, and do something. You can't just say, okay, today I entered the college, tomorrow I can just get a job. It takes a lot of hard work, right? So anything in this world which is of value, it requires hard work, tolerance, failures. Only then you can succeed. So, yeah, Dravida Prabhu is saying what to speak of those things which are out of this world. It is transcendental. So, I mean, here Prabhupada has come to give us this life, you can go back to Godhead. And there are so many different systems of yoga that they don't even talk about next life. They're like, okay, you will go to next planet, and then it will take millions of lifetimes to actually reach. They don't even know about it, Right? Some are just going to Brahma Jyoti or some Devi Lok or to different planetary systems, but here we are trying to attain the highest destination. So yeah, I mean, just following, being sincere, being humble, doing what is required from us. I think if we continue to do that, if we can sincerely chant, humbly, we can serve, then I think definitely Krishna will be pleased, and that day will come when we can actually have that consciousness which you are talking about, of tasting the holy names of Krishna and continuing with that. Does that answer the question, Prabhu? Yeah. If anyone wants to add anything, Balram Prabhu, or Drivada Prabhu, or you want to add? Yes, Prabhu.
I have question to Vijamani Prabhu. Your question, you ask where we, why, how to say, where we find this, how we can continue and not discourage. But the question is, if you want something, you don't get it, didn't get it, you finish, ask, or what you will do? Not so. Yes, this is our problem, that we don't want to go to Krishna. This is our big problem, and so we discourage. Sometimes we want to get something immediately, like Gaura Keshava Prabhu said that even in material world we should many efforts do, but if we want something, and in a third canto, 29 chapter, no 20, yes, 29 chapter, maybe 25 verse, Kapil Deva speaks that we should chant, we should make yagya until we see super soul in the heart of the others and our heart. And if we finish it, why we finish? We not like when we go to take prasadam until we full, we not go out. We continue the same process. I have question. That we in different degree, but we try to excuse not chanting by different excuses, even excuses of some service or something like this. What do you think? Why it happens?
The question is,
You make excuses. Why do you make excuses?
excuse for not chanting?
Yeah.
And I have some service. Oh. Oh, Prabhu.
Srila Prabhupada said that we should chant all day.
Yeah, so we should understand that the inspiration to chant is also, to do service is coming from chanting only. So chanting is the foundation, right? So we have to prioritize our chanting, and Prabhupada led so much, had so much emphasis on chanting. He said 99.9% of our spiritual progress depends upon chanting. And obviously we are taking vow at the time of initiation, I will chant 16 rounds every day. So we should be determined to do that. However we manage our day, best time is in the morning. But if we have service in the morning, then any other time where we can actually focus on chanting that. So.
Question, why we do it like this?
Why we do what?
Why we do this, make excuses?
Why do we make excuses?
Because every day we reenact the fall from the spiritual world.
Devi dukkha kula sagaro dare. Yeah, because we are in conditioned situation. This is a hospital, right? Everybody's like, it's not that we have already attained the pure love of God and we are still trying to be there. Yeah, these things can come, but we should not be disheartened or discouraged by these things. We should learn and understand ourselves, our situation, and then gradually elevate ourselves to that level. Come back, just like a GPS. You miss an exit and you recalculate. You come back. I think time is up, so we'll right here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.